Hello, dear students. Very good morning. Welcome you to one another lecture. We are reading Rattrap. We are on page number 35. In the previous lecture, we discussed how the Rattrap maker or the Rattrap seller took away the 30 krona checks from an old man who had done good to him, given him accommodation when he was in a very difficult situation. And you will be eager to know when he diverted himself to the direction of a wood, of a forest, where he got miserably enmeshed or ensnared, and he was unable to bring himself out of the confusing forest because the paths and the ways in the forest were very confusing. They were visited, and it appears to him that the every path were leading him to the same spot and the same place. And how he tackled the situation after this, let's read. It's page number 35 from line number 1. It was late in December. Darkness was already descending over the forest. This increased the danger and increased also his gloom and despair. It was late December. It was the month of December, and it were the final days, rather the ending days of this month. And everything was looking very dark because darkness was spreading by leaps and bounds. There's not enough light usually in the forest where there are thick vegetation, lot of trees, shrubs, herbs, everything is found in the forest, and due to this the enough light is not seen. The sun rays are being always obstructed by the shade of the trees, and when it was the evening time of evening, the darkness was descending fast. Descending means passing from a higher place or to a lower place or the lower level. Descending means to pass by inheritance. You can conclude that it also mean to pass by transmission. So it has different meanings, but here the meaning is that it was spreading very fast, and there was nothing going in favor of the stranger, in favor of the Rattrap maker. This increased the danger and increased also his gloom and despair. So he found himself in a very dangerous situation, in a very difficult condition, and as a result he felt it. A pall of gloom spread over his body. He got very disappointed. He felt very sad because he found himself in a risk. राइट ट्रैप मेकर जो था वो इस दलदल में फंस चुका था, वो इस जंगल से बाहर आ नहीं सकता था। उसे लगता था कि हर एक रास्ता उसे एक ही मुकाम पर ले जा रहा था, क्योंकि रास्ते आपस में वो घुल-मिल चुके थे। तो शाम का वक़्त था, अंधेरा बहुत हद तक छा चुका था। उसने अपने आप को बड़े ही नाज़ुक सूरत हाल में पाया, और इस नाज़ुक सूरत हाल से उसके पूरे जिस्म पे, उसके चेहरे पे, उसके दिल दिमाग पर मायूसी सी छा गई। वो अपने आप के लिए बड़ा खतरा महसूस कर रहा था। Finally he saw no way out, and he sank down on the ground, tired to death, thinking that his last moment had come. Now, when every hope is lost, when your struggle, when your efforts didn't work, then what would be the result? What would be the outcome? The outcome is that you must give in. You have to give in. You have to repulse. You have to accept the defeat. And same happened with the rat trap maker. When he found himself in a not in a position to help his own soul in this difficult situation, in this difficult time, and he sat down on the ground, and he was extremely tired. It appears that his death was near. There was no distance between the angel of death and his soul. Thinking that his last moment had come, he concluded that it was his last moment, dying time. His time was very near and near. But just as he laid his head on the ground, he heard a sound, a hard, regular something. But as soon as he lay down, he heard a sound. The sound was, it was a thumping sound. Thumping sound means the striking sound when you strike on something very hard, or when you beat something, as if a blacksmith beats something with the help of a hammer. A dull sound is caused, dull sound is created, and same sound was heard by the rat trap maker. There was no doubt as what that was. He raised himself. Those are the hammer strokes from an iron mill. And when he judged the sound, and he found, or he concluded that the sound was the hammer coming out of the hammering strokes from an iron mill. It was his own thought. It was his own conclusion. There must be people nearby. And what he thought? He thought that there must be people nearby who would be working with iron. He summoned all his strength. He summoned means he collected all his strength. He tried hard to regain his strength, and he succeeded in this. He got up and staggered in the direction of the sound. Staggered means that he hesitatingly moved unsteadily towards the direction of the sound. Why staggered? Because he was not in a position to move as a normal man could, because he was, as we read in the above lines, he was dead tired. Now he has lost all courage and strength. जब थका हारा था, थकावट से चूर चूर हो चुका था, तो ग्राउंड पर लेटा। अब उसे मालूम हुआ कि उसके आखिरी लम्हात आने वाले हैं। अब ज़्यादा देर वो ज़िंदा नहीं रह सकता, अपने आप को मदद नहीं कर सकता। लेकिन जब लेटा तो कुछ उसे आवाज़ उसे सुनाई दी। वो आवाज़ रेगुलरली उसके कानों से टकरा रही थी, और उसने सोचा कि ये आवाज़ यूं ही नहीं है, बल्कि उसने अपने आप को थोड़ा सा ऊपर किया और फिर उसने ये किसी हैमर्स के मारने की आवाज़ है, तो उसने सोचा ये किसी आयरन मिल से आवाज़ आ रही है और वहाँ कुछ लोग मौजूद ज़रूर होंगे। और उसने इसी उम्मीद के साथ उसने अपने आप में अपने आप में वो ताकत जैसी उसे जज्बे से उसने ताकत जैसी अपने आप में पैदा की और वो लड़खड़ाते हुए या ललचाते हुए वो उस साउंड की जहाँ वो आवाज़ आ रही थी उसी डायरेक्शन में उसने यानी बोझल कदमों के साथ उसने वहाँ जाना शुरू कर दिया। The Ramsju ironworks, which are now closed down, were not so long ago a large plant with smelter, rolling mill, and forge. Now the writer explains to us that where from these sounds were raising. The sounds were from the Ramsju ironworks, and those iron mills were no longer in action. They were almost closed down, and not long ago they were in their full flow. It was a large plant. There were the smelter techniques were available there. Smelter means when we melt or fuse a substance such as in ore with an accompanying chemical change, usually to separate the metal. यानी जब हम स्मेल्टर उस चीज़ को कहते हैं जब हम मेटल्स को पिघलाते हैं, फिर इनको फ्यूज़ करते हैं, फिर इसमें एक केमिकल चेंज पैदा होती है ताकि हम मेटल को एक दूसरे से सेपरेट कर सकें, या दूसरे अल्फाज में हम कहेंगे कि स्मेल्टर इज सिनोनिमस टू रिफाइनिंग. And what happened after this? In the summertime, long lines of heavily loaded barges and scows slid down the canal, which led to a large inland lake. And in the winter time, the roads near the mill were black from all the coal dust which sifted down from a big charcoal crates. Now, what happened is in the summertime when these Ramsjo ironworks were in action, they were functioning. In those days, lines of the heavily loaded barges means various kinds of these boats. And loaded boats were coming down, and scows were scows is the another type of the flat bottomed boats with broad ends, usually used for transporting bulk materials such as ore, sand, refuse, and many other things. यानी जो बॉट्स हैं वो मुख्तलिफ़ किस्म के बोट्स को कहा जाता है. वो स्कोव्स जो हैं, स्कोव्स एक ख़ास किस्म की बोट होती है जिसका बॉटम फ्लैट होता है और उसमें सैंड वगैरह बहुत हद तक लादी जाती है, लोड की जाती है, और ये वाटर बॉडीज़ में सेल करती हैं और अपनी मंजिल को पहुंच जाती हैं. द विंटर टाइम द रोड्स नियर द मिल वर ब्लैक फ्रॉम द कोल. और विंटर में क्या होता था कि जो रोड्स वहाँ थे वो काले हुए होते हैं कोल डस्ट से, विच सिफ्टेड डाउन फ्रॉम द बिग चारकोल क्रेट्स. जो चारकोल क्रेट्स से वो چھید کر زمین پر وہ گر پڑتا تھا اور اس کی ایک لہر سی بن جاتی تھی اور اس لہر سے روڈز جو تھے جیسے کالا جیسا ان کا رنگ پڑ جاتا تھا. تو فی الحال ہم اپنے آج کے لیسن کو یہیں پر روک دیتے ہیں کیونکہ پھر ڈاؤن لوڈنگ کا بھی معاملہ ہوتا ہے. ہم آگے دیکھیں گے کہ فی الحال آگے جا کر جو ریٹریپ میکر ہے اس کی صورتحال کیا بنتی ہے، کہاں وہ پہنچ جاتا ہے، کیا اس کو اس کے مرد کے لیے کوئی آتا ہے، کیا جو اس نے اپنی غلطی کی ہے اس کا اسے کچھ احساس ہوتا ہے، یا اس نے وہ اندازہ لگا دیا کہ ایک جو دنیا ہے، ورلڈ جو ہے، یہ ایک ریٹریپ کی طرح ہے، جو اس نے اپنی لالچ کو اس 30 کرونر کے چیکس کو اس نے اپنے لیے ایک بیٹ بتا دیا تھا. کیا وہ بیٹ صحیح یعنی اس نے اپنے اس صورتحال کی صحیح ترجمانی کی تھی؟ یہ چیزیں ہم آگے جو لیسن ہے، آگے جو پیراز ہیں، ان میں یہ بالکل صورتحال واضح ہو جائے گی. تھینک یو ویری مچ.